The Celtics quite literally shot themselves in the foot as the Warriors win Game 5. I've already said this in many videos, but the Warriors' longevity and their experience in the playoffs will outweigh and have a huge factor in this series against Boston. This game was literally all that. Boston had so many chances to win this game, and with the Warriors' experience in the playoffs and in the finals, they knew how to stop Boston and they knew how to get the win. I quite literally mean that the Celtics actually shot themselves in the foot. Even though they barely led in this game, they had many chances to win this game. It's like the Warriors were giving them the win. It's almost impossible for the Warriors to have such a bad game like this, and yet they won by 10 points. The Celtics literally missed their first 12 3-point shots, which is the worst in NBA Finals history. That's the worst start. That cannot happen. And I guess you could say it's one of those bad shooting nights. But the Celtics literally came back in the third quarter, scoring 35 to Golden State's 24. The Celtics went on a run and they had a chance to win as they took the lead late. But they were giving the Golden State Warriors a chance to win. Besides Clay, Jordan Poole, and Gary Payton, nobody could hit at least one 3-point shot from the Warriors. The fact Curry, this is the first game Curry has not hit a single 3-point shot in forever. You just can't have a game like this. This is an impossible once in a lifetime type game for the Warriors. Draymond Green literally fouled out. This is just something you don't see from the Warriors. And even Kevon Looney, one of their better rebounders, had 5 fouls. The Celtics had so many chances to win, but they couldn't capitalize on the shots. They just couldn't. I've never seen so many easy layups blown ever. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they were blowing easy layups. That can't happen in the finals. I understand this is their first final since 2010, and the Warriors have a lot of experience. But this is just normal shots for the Boston Celtics, and they're just not hitting them, which is really weird. I've also never seen so many guys get injured in the same game. Granted, nobody left. Thank God for that. Nobody left the game, but both teams were facing an enormous amount of injuries this game. I saw Clay bleeding at the beginning of the game. Jordan Poole popped the finger or something towards the end of the game. You had Williams. Robert Williams cannot stay healthy. He literally blocked a shot and it looked like his shoulder dislocated. And then Marcus Smart was limping towards the end of the game. It's just both teams were facing a lot of injuries. Now to get into the actual game, the Warriors didn't play that good. I've said it already. The Warriors didn't play that good. This is one of their worst games in the NBA playoffs ever. And they were up 16 at the beginning. They were up big at the first half, but it was more towards the second half when Boston started to play ball pressure, better defense. They were on the ball more. I remember Curry barely taking any shots in the first half because they were really on Curry, and it worked because Curry couldn't hit a single shot. And then the Celtics started to come back. They hit 8 straight 3-point shots. Then I'm pretty sure Marcus Smart missed a wide open shot. Then he got the ball back and he hit another 3. So the Celtics started to take the lead towards the end. In terms of the Celtics, I really have to give credit to Robert Williams. He's played really good. Obviously, Tatum. It's kind of weird because it's almost rare to see Tatum and Brown have very good games together in big games like the playoffs. It's either one of them has a bad game or one of them has a good game. And how many times do I have to say this, but the Celtics love just forcing themselves into double teams. The Celtics, I don't know why, but the Celtics just turn the ball over so much. I understand that the Golden State Warriors defense is pretty good, but some of the turnovers that Boston have is just completely unnecessary and it's uncharacteristic. They are literally forcing themselves into double teams to try to hunt for fouls. Now, obviously, it's been worse in different games and it's been better in different games, but this game was almost the same as the last game. Now, to be honest, I'm just really disappointed because this is a game that really could have sealed the series. Boston would have went back home and they would have won. Well, I'm not saying they would have won, but they had a better chance to win at home. And they were given an opportunity to win here, and they couldn't take advantage of that. So, obviously, some players played a lot better than others. You have to give credit to them, but Boston is still facing the same issues, and it's very annoying. It's unlike them, and hopefully we see it get better in the next game. Now, in terms of the Warriors, early on, the Warriors were trying to get Draymond involved. Obviously, we saw that tweet from his mom. And, there's a little bit of pressure, but they were really trying to get him on. Like, early on, they were getting him shots. And I just really have to give credit to Andrew Wiggins. He's just been a dog. Like, especially in these finals, he's been playing really good. His rebounding is crazy. He really fights for those rebounds. He's everything that you want Andrew Wiggins to do, he's been doing. He has literally been a good three-point shooter. He's been attacking the basket. He's been rebounding. And he's been playing great defense. Honestly, this is one of Jason Tatum's best defenders that he's going against. So you have to give Wiggins credit. He was an all-star for a reason. And I don't know if it was the rim, but the Golden State Warriors were not hitting like any three-point shots. And they were nowhere near. Especially Curry. If you rewatch the three-point shots that Curry took, most of them were like nowhere near the rim. Like, it was really weird for Curry. And hopefully he gets better in the next game. I mean, he did drop like 40 points in the last game. But they couldn't hit anything. And I think a big reason for both teams not being able to hit a lot is obviously because of the fact they're gassed. Even though they're athletes, majority of the starters played in the entire second half with no break. And they weren't able to get water or anything like that. So that was an issue. Draymond literally fouled out. This is his like third time fouling out in 5 games. I don't know how I feel about Draymond. He's a very passionate player. But there are just some moments where it's like you just don't see why he's beneficial. There are just some moments where it's like you have to take him off the court because he's being a negative instead of a positive. Granted, he played a little bit better this game, but he still needs to play better. Now, obviously, you have to give credit to Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, guys that really stepped up. I already gave Wiggins his flowers, but Klay, what I've noticed with Klay, and I think everybody has noticed this too, he is taking the craziest shots imaginable. Like, I understand he's the second option, but if he would just play his game, get to the right spots, move off the ball, and try to get open, I guarantee he will play a lot better. Because taking fading mid-range shots, taking fading three-point shots is not really going to help the team if, he's not really been taking those type of shots in games. Like, that's not the person he is. He can hit tough shots, but it would definitely be more beneficial if we just stick to his game. But this game entirely, the Boston Celtics could have had this game. But they one-upped themselves. They shot themselves in the foot. Easy layups they had, they missed. Easy three-point shots they had, they missed. They turned the ball over a lot when they didn't need to. They were forcing themselves. They were forcing passes. It was just really disappointing. The Celtics could have had this game, but they gave it to the Warriors. But the Warriors are officially 1 win away from winning the NBA title. And it would be kind of crazy to see them win it on Boston's home court. But we don't know what's going to happen next. The Boston Celtics could play an absolutely amazing game, and the Warriors could play an absolutely horrible game. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens.